All right. Hello, everybody. We are back on another market close. Are we live on X? We're live on X. There we go. We're live on X. Okay. Hello. Thank you all for being here today. What's the day? January 9th, Tuesday, 2024. The main headline of the day, I mean, that's what we're going to start off with, is Nvidia. And Nvidia is just on a absolute tear. Just incredible price action we're seeing from Nvidia. So we're going to be talking about NVIDIA, seeing what's going on from there, and why it's going up so much, and sort of some of the implications in the broader sector of AI. I'm having a guest who runs a semiconductor podcast on my channel tomorrow at 5 p.m. Tomorrow's Wednesday, right? Yeah, Wednesday. And we'll be discussing all NVIDIA. He's been in NVIDIA. I think he's been in NVIDIA for like 5 years now. He's made a lot of videos on it. He's been in the stock for a while. So he'll be on tomorrow. And I'm going to ask him one main question that I've been asking for the past couple of days. What the hell does it mean to say generative AI is a bigger opportunity than the internet? What does that mean? I don't know. I don't really know. And so we're going to ask him tomorrow, and he's going to hopefully break it down and explain everything to us. Another big thing we did today on the market open, which I'm going to just show every day now at this point, because why not, is I revealed my portfolio, which I didn't think was that big of a deal, but some troll on Twitter was like, Amit never shows his portfolio, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, what are you implying? Are you implying I'm lying or something? Like, what's going on here? So here's the portfolio. It's up 4,500 a day. It shouldn't be that big of a surprise. You guys know all the shares I have in the companies, you know the positions I have. So we're playing with $146,000 right now. Yesterday it was at like 156 or something. On the bull days, it peaked up there. Right now it's at 148, up 4.6%. So I think honestly, we're just gonna show this shit every day. Like, I feel like we might as well do that, because that comment really got to me, and a lot of comments don't get to me, but I felt like they were implying I'm lying or that I'm not being truthful here. And so, I don't want the audience to ever think that. So this is the full portfolio. I know you guys have seen a ton of positions in the portfolio, but we'll just look at it every day. And when it goes down every day, we'll look at it. When it goes up every day, we'll look at it. Today, it maintained itself at 2.74%. And so now we have 146,000. The goal for me by the end of 2024, is to see if we can get that bad boy to 200 and like maintain 200. I think it's very possible if we have a bull market. In fact, I think it's going to be a lot more than that if it's a bull market. But if it's not the bull market that I think it can be, if Bitcoin goes to 30K, then yeah, it's not getting to that 200 level. So let's see what we can do. Last year, I told you guys this on the last stream, we ended the year at like 92%. This year so far, how much are we up year to date? We're up 9% year to date. 9%. So right now, where'd it go? Okay, so right now it's at 150. It goes up and down a lot though, because it's very volatile. There's stuff in there that makes it very volatile. So it's up 8% year to date. We'll see how it goes. There are some days, I mean, this portfolio was at like 129 the other day, right? So it is a pretty volatile portfolio, but we'll do that every day. You guys want to see the portfolio? We'll show you the fucking portfolio every single day. Now, someone did say in the morning, can you show us your search history? And that's the one thing I cannot show you, is my search history. I can show you my social security. I can show you, the portfolio. I cannot show you the search history. I'm sorry. There's just some websites there that I need to keep between myself, and I need to have some level of privacy. Okay, that's it. So you guys will see everything, but that's the one you can't see. Anyway, let's get into the market close. Matt Blake, Theo, Midwest, Jason, Philip Rizzo, Nick, Kelly, thank you for being here. The same emoji as my shirt in purple, that color right now. Lang, Broccoli Bob, Ray, Blake Anderson, Garcia, Anashrada, Big Billy, Matt R. That YouTube money hitting? No, that YouTube money is not hitting. Trust me. This is not YouTube money. The only reason the portfolio is doing well is because we were up 90% last year, and I've been building this shit since 2019. Remember, I was down $55,000 in 2022. So we had to work really hard to bring it back up. The YouTube money, trust me, that there is no real YouTube money. Not yet. Maybe over the next year we get there. But YouTube money is paying off like car insurance right now. So, but we're working. We're going to see if we can get the YouTube money to get there. But right now, that is not there. Noel, Miguel Fernandez, love your channel. I'm hooked. That's what I'm talking about. Miguel, there's been a lot of people over the past couple of days that have had that same comment. I think we added like 150 subs over the past 3 days. And I've been getting that comment a lot of people saying, I like your channel and I'm interested in it. And that's kind of the goal. The growth of the channel, for those that aren't curious or are curious, the Palantir videos get people into the channel. That's the videos I like making content about. I can make it I think the best on YouTube, quite frankly. And right now they're getting 4,000 or 5,000 views. I do think when Palantir becomes a big company, those videos will get 50 to 100,000 views a day. It takes time to grow it, but that's my model. And then the live streams are where I get to be me without having to just talk about Palantir. And hopefully the personality and the communication skills are good enough to keep people to stay, and then, you know, enjoy the content as I'm live. So that is the strategy. And it seems like some people are enjoying the live streams as they discover the channel via the Palantir content. So that's the growth strategy for the channel. We'll see how it goes over the next year, but super excited that you're enjoying the channel and getting some value out of it. Cool Comic says he is lying. We only come for Kelly. Okay, never mind. It's not the personality or the communication skills. It's Kelly. Honestly, that's probably the reason you should be coming for Kelly. All right, let's talk. Nvidia. We got 10 minutes until market closes. Nvidia is at $531 right now. It's just absolutely incredible. There's nothing more to say. It's absolutely incredible that we are seeing Nvidia go even higher. At the peak, as you can see on the thumbnail, I put 540 because Nvidia was at $540. So, I mean, we're seeing right now that Nvidia is just not stopping. And it's very interesting. The market doesn't seem to be scared, you know, to give Nvidia this premium. I was listening to Meet Kevin talk about it a little bit today as well. And his argument was that once you cross over a certain line in regards to price targets, the market isn't afraid to keep giving you more. Like, so I guess the basic argument is once you cross over resistance and meaningfully retain it, the market's ready to get you to the next level, right? So Nvidia's resistance was really 500 from a psychological perspective, and then 493 on the Fibonacci. Now, I'd be lying to you if I said I know exactly what the Fibonacci means. But the Fibonacci is the technical retracement level that determines if a company can go in a certain direction. I am learning technical analysis. I'm going to spend the next couple months. I say I have a deadline by March where I can really start talking about it on the live stream. If I started talking about it, I would sound kind of stupid right now. So I'm trying to understand it a lot better. But we passed the Fibonacci. Okay. By the way, that word is just so fun to say, the Fibonacci. And then we passed 500. So from the Fibonacci perspective and the $500 psychological perspective, that is why the market is continuing to give Nvidia some momentum. And that's why Nvidia is going up right now. 71 million shares have been traded, $1.31 trillion market cap, 52-week high at 543. The PE is still only 43. Let me say that again. The PE is still only 43. Apple's PE is still 30, and then Apple's not growing, and Microsoft's PE is 34. Okay, and Microsoft's growing like what, 11%, whereas Nvidia's growing 178%. So I mean, it's Nvidia's world, and we're just living in it. It is Nvidia's world, and we're just living in it. And again, for those that are just joining, I'm gonna have a podcast tomorrow with a guy who's like not all in on Nvidia, but he's been an investor for a while. And he's going to break down the entire stock to me at a deeper level and break down the thesis for why the market's probably giving them this much of a premium. But it's exciting. It's very exciting. And shout out to Nvidia shareholders. If you got the stock, you got the stock. Now, the question I want to ask here is, what does this mean for other companies? Because we look at a Palantir. Palantir's at 1638, down about 1.77% of the day. Nothing too crazy. Snowflake, I think, is down a little bit. Snowflake is actually up 196. Snowflake right now, market cap of 64 billion. What is Snowflake's PE? Oh, they don't have one. I forgot they're not profitable. That wasn't even a joke. I genuinely, I could have played that as a joke, but no, I forgot they're not profitable. Datadog at 120, up 1.38%, $39 billion market cap. Some of the other third order derivative software plays are not really benefiting from Nvidia. Remember with that argument about Nvidia goes higher, Palantir goes higher, and there's a really unique reason for why Palantir goes higher for Nvidia going higher. Palantir implementing LLMs, generative AI, more demand for Nvidia means more demand for the software, more demand for AIP. So the market expectation can be that Palantir can go higher if Nvidia goes higher, and then you just want general AI exposure to the name. The problem is at this point, the market is not giving Palantir the premium, the massive premium they were getting a couple months ago, unless the growth is there. And I think the market's kind of settled in that, hey, if we don't get the growth, it's going to be hard to give you the premium. So they're going to be waiting to get that premium. And once we get that growth, then I think the market will respond from there. The weekly options video is today, Love Deep. We're going to be talking about covered calls today. Me and TJ. So at 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central, we are doing options episode number 2, which is all going to be covered calls. Last week, you guys seemed to like the cash curd puts one. And today we'll be talking about covered calls exclusively. We're going to go through a bunch of examples, and hopefully everyone will understand that a little better. Any update on the ETF? Let's do that. We got 6 minutes until the market closed. Let's talk about the Bitcoin ETF. The update is that it should be approved by tomorrow. Okay. The 19B, let me just pull up a couple tweets. The 19B forms have been submitted and are being reviewed by the SEC now, and the S1s have been submitted as well. So, I mean, you look at this account right here. This is a pretty big account covering the Bitcoin universe. He's having a 16-hour countdown. People are assuming January 16th, January 10th is going to be the ETF. It seems like it's happening right now. And so from that perspective, we should be getting it. Another article I want to show you guys on CoinDesk right here. BTFs could see up to $100 billion in inflows if SEC approves Standard Chartered. So Standard Chartered, they are a pretty bank and institution and research firm. They said yesterday that analysts are predicting that ETFs may see well over $1 billion in inflows over the next 3 months. They don't put out these reports if it's all nonsense, right? Like if the ETF's actually not getting approved, they wouldn't have put out this report. Standard and Charters is too big of a bank to be able to say, hey, these are all the projections we're seeing, but then tomorrow the ETF gets rejected. Like, it's a done deal from my perspective. I wouldn't make a bet literally just because it's a done deal tomorrow, but the reason Bitcoin's up 7%, the reason ARK and BlackRock have put out their fees, the reason why the SEC has been asking technical questions, this thing's not getting rejected. I really don't think it's getting rejected. It's just a matter of time now. And when it does happen, now it's time for Bitcoin to prove that it's going to do what everyone said it was going to do as a result of this ETF being approved. And so we've got a lot of work to do on Bitcoin. I mean, 46,000 is great, but people are talking about all-time highs again. We're not there. But if this is a bull market, then it should be happening hopefully soon. And if it does happen, then it's going to be exciting. Did you see Vlad sold most of his shares? Thank you for this comment, Philip. I actually was supposed to respond to this on the market open, but I did not get a chance to respond to it because we were going through too much other news. We've got 4 minutes of the market close. Let me clear this up right now. Vlad Tenev has a lot of shares of Robinhood. In fact, he owns 5% of the company, which is more than most public CEOs own of the company. So the thing, I don't know if you saw this, Philip, but the thing you might be a little confused by is Class A versus Class B shares. So this is what I had to share last night because Chris, Data Driven, he tried to make the same argument because he was very confused. He was just like, look, what the hell is going on? Why has he sold 97% of his shares? And this is the reason why. He's selling Class A shares that don't really matter that much in terms of the voting power. Class B are 10-1 in terms of voting. Vlad owns 53 million of those shares. So, I mean, from that perspective, it's just one of those things that is a misconception in regards to how much Vlad is selling. He's selling 97% of his Class A shares, but he only has a couple million. He has 3 million of them. He has 53 million. You divide that by the market cap, or you just multiply that by the share price divided by the market cap. He owns 5.5% of the company, which is, first of all, he's a founder who started the company by a seed angel investment of $25,000 by Jason Calacanis at a bar in San Francisco. So this is a guy who started literally from nothing with Robinhood. He still owns over 5% of a publicly traded company. It's a big freaking deal. And so I have no qualms about Vlad's stock incentives or shareholder incentives because he is heavily incentivized given his share structure. On top of that, and this is something I have to do more research into, but he does have a ton of performing stock units. I don't know the strike at which they exercise. I have to look into that. But I don't even want to say a number because I'm not sure, but those strike options also give him an incentive to get the stock up, right? So he's not someone who's just playing around for fun. He's a founder of the company and he has a stock incentive for the company as well. The other thing that's really important about Robinhood is that you can't mistake him for like a Frank Slootman with Snowflake. No disrespect to him, but Slootman didn't found the company. He doesn't give that much of a shit about Snowflake at the end. Like if you actually said your kids or Snowflake, he would say his kids. You say that to Vlad, I think he's picking Robinhood. You say that to any founder, I think they're picking their company. Vlad, when I saw him talk in a Wall Street Journal interview a week ago, his argument is that he pushes his team so hard to never be satisfied, which is exactly what a founder is supposed to do, because you started this company from nothing. So you don't want to hire a bunch of Stanford grads and they get fucking complacent. It's like, no. There's a different mentality. And we've seen that through Robinhood's product execution. Like, no one can argue that this company moves slow, and no one can argue that this company is not absolutely precise in terms of their speed of execution when it comes to the particular features that, I mean, they're the only brokerage that has 24-hour trading, right? A lot of these brokerages don't even allow you to trade stocks for 24 hours. They have 250 names, and there's a lot of technical shit they had to do on the back end to be able to make sure someone can buy a stock at 5 a.m. or 3 a.m. But they figured it out. So I have absolutely no qualms in my heart about Robinhood's execution. It's really just a question of now the market cycle allowing them to have higher transaction volumes. But yeah, Vlad's incentivized. He's going to get the job done. I don't think, he's afraid. And I don't think him selling shares is really that big of a deal from that perspective. Carter Deli says, I'm here, I'm straight, and I'm not coming for your children. Rod says, what's your take on Coinbase? it's run up a lot, and so if you're going to buy it, you gotta be ready to hold, because it could come right back down if Bitcoin gets sold off. You got to be very careful with any of the Bitcoin stocks. We'll talk more about them. I'll talk about, someone said my clean spark option strategy. I'll talk about that as well. But you have to be careful, because it's run up a lot. If Bitcoin sells off, all these stocks are going to sell off as well. All right, folks, it is January 9th, 2024. The stock market is now closed. Market is closed. Let's take a look at the companies and their stock prices as they have closed today. Let's see what we've got going on. Okay, Robinhood ending the day down 1.77%, 1220. Datadog 121 up 1.62% of the day. Snowflake up 0.24%, 196. Palantir 1639 down 2% on the day. Let's look at the Mag 7. Mag 7, Google was up. Oh, I forgot to talk about Google. Google's green. If Google can sustain this 142 level, then maybe I won't be down on my shares anymore when it comes to Google. But Google 142 up 1.44% on the day. So let's see if we can retain 142. That's the part I think like we got to 143 a week ago maybe, but we always get shot down at a 142. So we got to maintain that. Amazon at 151. I didn't even see Amazon hit 150. Look at that. Amazon was at 147. Amazon now 150. Microsoft 375. They're green. Apple was red today just by a little bit, down 0.2%. Meta down 0.34% as well, 357. Zuckerberg has sold like $600 million of shares over the past couple of weeks, and Meta has still not fallen. So that just goes to show you how much liquidity and demand there is for Zuckerberg's shares, because he can dump them on the market and these investors are ready to catch them as soon as they fall. So really nice stuff on Meta, and Zucks is doing a pretty good job here. Nvidia 531, Tesla 234. Tesla took a nasty beating today, down 2.28% in comparison to the other Mag 7 stocks. Why is Tesla down? I have no clue. I have no clue. I listened to Emily. She came on the some CNBC episode yesterday. She's the person who wrote the article about the Wall Street Journal for the Elon takes drugs thing. Her argument was that she was persuaded by SpaceX board members to write the article because they're concerned about Elon. So it's a little juicy from that perspective. Now, I still think the article was absolute trash. I mean, like the article, it didn't really make an argument. And the SpaceX board members that are concerned, I mean, look, at the end of the day, you're going to tell me to pick Elon or the board? I'm picking Elon. Like the board is the board. The board is always going to be the board. You got to trust the founder who actually built the shit, not just the board members. So look, I mean, maybe investors are selling off Tesla because they're afraid that Elon's not healthy enough. I think that's a stupid reason to sell off Tesla. I think this is a buy the dip. I think if you were going to DCA, you would be DCAing here. So I don't really know why Tesla is down. We have earnings in the next couple of weeks. That's going to be exciting. If they shit the bed on earnings, it's probably going to go below 200. But if they don't, 250 should be in that range for Tesla. Bitcoin stocks, most of them were down today. CleanSpark was green for a majority of the day, but then it ended the day down about 1%. Coinbase down a little bit. Whereas MicroStrategy, they ended the day another 3%. They were down 5% yesterday. So again, a lot of that money coming out of MicroStrategy going into those Bitcoin ETFs are being ready to be deployed on the Bitcoin ETFs as well. Bitfarms also down about 1.68%. Ethereum down 2%, and Bitcoin down 0.22% on the day. Michael Anthony says, what do you think of SoFi? I actually haven't looked at it today, so let's look at good old SoFi. 832, down 2.46% on the day. I actually don't know why it's down. I guess it's probably more macro, nothing too crazy on SoFi. Chris, Data Driven Investing, put out a great article on SoFi. I would definitely recommend people check it out. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. If you are into SoFi and you don't follow this guy on X or just know about him, then you should. I mean, this is the guy who is carrying SoFi coverage, in my opinion, in terms of what's going on in that world. So I just put his Twitter in the description. Definitely check out his article. I didn't get to read his article yet, but I'm looking forward to reading for it. He is saying that growth is going to crush analyst estimates next year, and that he has never been more bullish than he is right now for SoFi. And when Chris says this, he's not saying it just to pump. Chris is actually, I mean, his name is Data Driven Investing. The guy actually follows the data. He's a pretty sophisticated guy when it comes to data. And so he looks at the raw numbers and comes to these conclusions. He's not doing it just for shits and giggles. So from that perspective, I definitely think, it's going to be interesting to see what happens from SoFi, but I have to read the article and see what's going on. Their earnings are January 29th. Will be exciting to cover that. And look, they're going to be GAAP profitable in the next 2 weeks. And once they show GAAP profitability, hope that does well for them. Costco, are you buying more? Well, I don't have Costco. I heard Meet Kevin was shorting Costco. Okay, that's what he told his Discord members. I don't know if anyone knew that. But Costco is 667. I don't know if he's still shorting it, but I heard he was. The only thing I know about Costco in honesty is that their earnings reports showed massive levels of deflation and disinflation inside of their supply chain. And Costco is one of the most sophisticated, vertically integrated supply chains across the world. So if they're saying, hey, we're seeing disinflation, we're probably going to end up seeing it in the overall CPI numbers, which, by the way, is on Thursday. CPI is on Thursday. So, I mean, we're going to be live 8:30. 8:20 to talk about CPI. And it's gonna be pretty intense, but we'll see what happens. But in general, I'm not buying Costco. That's not the main stock that I'm interested. What broker are you using? This is Webull. I use Robinhood, but Webull, it's a free app, free software. You can use it and download for free. It's a really good product. It's free and you can see all this stuff. Jas Singh says, I'll buy all day under 200. Yeah, look, if Tesla goes under 200, you guys know I'm trying to get a heavy, my goal is 50 Tesla shares. I'm at 5. So I'm still trying to figure out how to DCA and at what the best price is to DCA. But if I can get 50 shares, I would be very happy with that as like at least the beginning allocation when it comes to Tesla on the day. My portfolio, let's look at my portfolio since I'm being transparent and sharing it all. I don't even want to say that. I've always been transparent, but since we're literally showing it every single day, then let me just show it as the market closes well. I ended the day up 3%, 3.14%, up about $4,000. 146 is my portfolio on the day. And again, the goal of that is let's see if we can get to 200 by the end of the year. I actually like that we're showing it now, to be honest. I don't know why I didn't think of it earlier, but yeah, like someone mentioned on Twitter the other day, it's like, we might as well just show it every day and follow it every day because look, it's not always green. Like there's a lot of days where that sucker's down a lot. So today it's green. Tomorrow it might shit the bed. So every day we'll end up seeing how it goes from there. Philip said his debit spread portfolio looking good. Oh, for the person who said, what's my clean spark position? It's a debit spread on a $15 call for Jan 2025, $20 sell for Jan 2025. So I bought the $15 call. I sold the $20 call. And that is the spread on clean spark right now. And I think that spread is pretty cheap. I think clean spark has a good shot of going to 20, but we'll see what happens. All of it relies on Bitcoin. If Bitcoin doesn't pump, then that's good. Oh, by the way, that's not the entire portfolio because I have something in my Roth. I have. Can you check your Roth on the desktop? Oh yeah, you can. I have 6,800 in the Roth. Okay, so the Roth, so basically 6,800 plus 146. That's 152. That's the total portfolio. But yeah, so we got Roth. I didn't max out the Roth yet. I put like $600 in the Roth this year, and I got that $20 match by Robinhood. So I still have to max it. I think I'm going to try to max it out by like April or May, get that full $7,000 in there. But yeah, so that's what we have in the Roth. 85% of the chat about to copy trade that. Look, I've been very honest every single day saying if you bet on CleanSpark or any of the stupid Bitcoin stocks, I'm calling them stupid, not in a naive way, just because they're stupid. They follow Bitcoin. They don't have a mind of their own. You got to be obsessed with Bitcoin. Like if you're going to follow these stocks, you got to care about Bitcoin. If you don't care about Bitcoin, then don't buy these stocks because the only thesis is Bitcoin. Like anyone tries to tell you there's a thesis, no, there's no fucking thesis, dude. The thesis is Bitcoin. That's it. That is it. All these crypto stocks right here, the thesis is Bitcoin. Bitcoin goes to shit, they all go to shit. And I'm comfortable dealing with that. Robinhood is the only one where Bitcoin goes to shit and Robinhood doesn't legitimately go to shit because Robinhood has an underlying business. That's why that's my biggest crypto play. And I think Robinhood's going to be fine even if crypto doesn't do the best. But the other ones, it's Bitcoin. So you'll know that. Jassing, when we're getting the idea update, that'll be Friday. Friday after market open, you're going to get an update on that. I said publicly a couple days ago, I'm going to be updating everyone on that Friday after the market open. Someone says, how'd you get all that money? So 2 things on this, because some people were concerned about this. Number 1, last year was really good, right? We ended up the year about 90%. So a lot of that money came just in terms of pure gains from the market. And number 2 is I've been building this portfolio from 2019, dude, when I was in college. So when I was in macroeconomics 101, I was like dumping $500 into Robinhood, buying random shit, playing around with it. So this has been a portfolio that's been built up for a long time. It's not like I built it up over 2 years. And it was down $50,000 in 2022. So it was not a fun year in 2022. We had to work really hard to get back to this point, but we're seeing some brighter days now. But it's been a while. Like it's not, I didn't just put up that money. Kelly Sugarman. No, goodness gracious. Oh my God. That is, dude, Kelly has literally never gotten me a gift. She's never sent me a fucking like happy birthday card. Like, it's sugar mama. You guys are insane. This woman wouldn't spend a fucking dollar on me talking about sugar mama. You guys are crazy. Okay, let me take that back because she's gonna get mad. She has gotten me a birthday gift before. You know, she's gotten me. What did she give? She got me that Audia sign in the background. She also got me that Charles Bukowski quote that you guys can never see because it's always hidden. She got me that quote. It's my favorite quote of all time. It's called "Go All the Way" by Charles Bukowski. So she has gotten me gifts, but yeah, I'm just fucking with her. I'm just amid say your age, 26. I'm 26. She got you a soundboard. Yeah, let me show you the soundboard real quick. This thing, I've been trying to figure out how to connect this damn thing. Okay, I've been trying to figure out how to connect this damn thing. I still can't figure it out, dude. She got me this soundboard, and we need the soundboard because I feel like this is a market open where you need a soundboard, a market close. You know, we got a lot of personality here. We got a lot of energy. I should be able to press a button and it says some wild stuff. And I don't know how to connect this. And don't say, oh, you connect the wire to the computer. Like, yeah, I got that. But there's also some other complicated parts. So she got me a really weird soundboard in terms of complicated to set up. But we got to set that up because that's gonna be super exciting to do that up as well. Look at that. She was about to tweak on me, bro. Look at that. She was ready to tweak on me for saying that. But no. She's gotten me stuff before. You just showed her your bank account. Oh boy. All right. So we talked about Nvidia. We talked about Bitcoin. We talked about Vlad from Robinhood not really selling, but he has 53 million shares. I want to pull up some clips that I want to show you guys in regards to what's going on for the market. JP Morgan said we need to be prepared for a bull market that's happening in 2024. And so I want to share that and see what they have to say in regards to what's going on. And then we'll listen to Dan Ives, tech revolution stuff that we're seeing. And we'll talk about some other stuff. If nobody wants fake cowbell sounds, well, now we're going to have to institute fake cowbell sounds. It's just that simple. Dude, I have so many ideas. I have so many ideas for the soundboard. But if I could just figure out how to connect the damn thing, then we can get that going. Maybe I'll try to figure it out tonight, dude. I'll spend an hour. I'll try to figure it out. But if I can't figure it out, then I'm moving on because I got other shit to do. But if this works, then it'll be really good for the stream. All right, here we go. Here's JP Morgan on bull market starting soon.
Provide an opportunity for people to get more invested. Our next guest says most of his clients are still overweight cash and need to get back into the market. And he has some thoughts on exactly how to do so, both for stocks and bonds. Let's bring in Thomas Kennedy. He's the chief investment strategist at JP Morgan Private Bank. So your decisions, Tom, probably touch on what's going on with a lot of people's money these days. It's good to have you. Welcome.
Thanks for having me, Kelly.
And what would you say this boils down to? Trying to coax people out of cash still?
Our community, which is one of the biggest pools of wealth assets in the world, is...
Of course her name is Kelly, dude. Of course this fucking CNBC's analyst. Of course it's Kelly. Why not? Well, of course it's Kelly. Of course.
Still heavily overweight cash. So the rally that we saw in November and December has created a challenge for people to get reinvested. And we're calling it the everything rally. After the everything rally, what do? In November and December, you saw stocks and bonds outperform generally what you would have expected the S&P 500 to give you in an average year, Kelly. So it is a challenge to get people over the hurdle, but I think there's opportunities in stocks and in bonds to really get there.
What are the best ways to do so, you think, as you look around the universe?
Relative to what's in the price, at the broad level, high level, I think the market has priced in a soft landing almost perfectly. If you and I were sitting here, Kelly, say 6 months ago, what should the market price for Fed cuts in a soft landing? I think the average person would say roughly 200 basis points over a year and a half. That's what the market has right now. So I think for the bond market, the easiest thing to say is rate cuts are coming and that cash yield is going to go down. I can move out the curve just a little bit. And
dude, you guys are commenting on his background, and that's actually hilarious. His background does look like it's a Zoom background, dude. It looks like he's on the sky or something. But look, the argument Thomas Kennedy is making at the end of the day is that as bond yields come down because investors start buying up those bonds, the equity markets look more exciting. And that's his basic argument. His basic argument right now is that 10-year that's at 4% is going to come down. Remember, Bill Gross today, who is heavily bullish on regional banks, which means obviously if he's bullish regional banks, he believes that Fed fund rate is not only going to come down, but the 10-year yield is going to come down. Thomas Kennedy from JP Morgan, same argument like that. 10 years overvalued. That's what Bill Gross said today. It's coming down. And if it's coming down, your cash deposits start looking more attractive being allocated to different areas, which is going to be the equity markets or the crypto markets, and more likely the equity markets. So from that perspective, I think it's very keen that he's making this point, and it all depends at the end of the day on inflation. But it's not like a lot of these analysts are going back on their overall statements that the 10-year and bond yields coming down is going to make it more exciting for the equity levels when it comes to the markets. Philip says 48K is the level to clear. Yeah, there is some pretty heavy resistance on 48K for Bitcoin right now. Oh, wow. Holy crap. What? Oh my God. When did the Bitcoin's at 47,000? Whoa. Holy shit. When did all the ETFs approved? It's approved? Hold on. Is it actually approved? Is it actually approved? Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Is it approved? Is it approved? Is it approved? Is it approved? Where's the news? It's approved. It's approved. The SEC has approved the Bitcoin ETF for all listed, registered national securities. Folks, just remember, you are here on January 9th, 4:15 p.m. You were here with me. Thank you for being here with me. You were here with me when Bitcoin's ETF was approved. We got to ring the cowbell for that. Luke Francis, you called this. You called this. Here comes the cowbell. Here comes the cowbell. Okay, so I got to tweet. I got to do a tweet. Let's see how I do this tweet. Okay, how do we do this tweet? We got to do a good tweet on this. We got to do a good tweet. Let's just do breaking. Honestly, what we're just gonna do is we're just gonna copy this tweet and reword it. That's how we're gonna do this. We're gonna give it a little bit more pizzazz. Breaking the SEC, not the SEC. Do we do all caps? No, we're not gonna do all caps. The SEC has approved, not approved. This is a real professional tweeter. You guys are seeing has approved. Instead of doing hashtag Bitcoin, we're gonna do hashtag Bitcoin ETFs for listing on all registered national security, for listing on all registered exchanges. Boom. There we go. There we go. The SEC has approved Bitcoin. I feel like we got to do all caps, bro. This doesn't feel This doesn't feel the same. This doesn't feel the same. You know what? We're going to make it even easier. Breaking, the SEC has approved all Bitcoin ETFs to go live on national exchanges. That's it. Do we do a picture? Do we do something else? Do we do a meme? Do we do a meme with this? We got to go back to the price action. Holy crap. Holy crap. Bitcoin. Oh, damn, it fell. Damn, it fell. Bitcoin's at 46,000. Damn, it fell so hard. Damn. Okay. What do? We'll just leave it. We'll just leave it. Boom. We'll go there. Okay, here we go. So that's it on the tweet. Damn, it fell hard, bro. Damn, it's at 45. Oh, dude, it's falling. It's falling, dude. It's falling. It's down 2%. Bro, it was just at 48K. Holy crap. This is called volatility. Oh my. Hold on. Where are the stocks after hours? Where are the stocks? Let me go to the crypto. Oh, shit. Look at these after-hour stocks, dude. Look at this shit. MicroStrategy's down 2%. Cypher's down 2%. IREN's down 1%. Hut 8 Mining down 2%. Marathon's down 3%. CleanSpark's down 2.3%. Coinbase is down 1%. Holy crap, dude. What a sell-off. Now, granted, I think it's coming back. But damn. You saw that run up, right? At least we got to show that run up to 47,993, and then the sucker sold off. People took their profits at 47.9. People took their profits. They took their I really don't think it's that big of a deal. I think it'll come back now that the ETFs are approved, but it didn't moon past 50 is what people thought. It was just going to keep going up and to the right. It got sold off. It definitely got sold off. Oh man. It got sold off. Wow. Look at that. Volatility. Yeah. 55K by tomorrow. Dude, I hope. I hope it's fit. Damn, bro. It just got knocked off. Like, it fell harder. Like, it just fell, dude. It just fell off a cliff. Like, I made one tweet and I look at it and it's down 3%. It's recovering a little bit. It basically 46.5 was where it was all day. So it like mooned up to 48 and then it just came right back to reality. I actually think that's good news, quite frankly. I think that's actually the right way that it should be happening. Maybe it shouldn't be going all the way up. It has to, take a little bit of a breather, but that's intense on Bitcoin. That's an intense drop. That's an intense. Robinhood's down. All these guys are down. It's going to break through 50K. I agree. I'm not bearish on this sell-off. I think the sell-off is actually good news. I think the sell-off is healthy. I think the sell-off needs to capitulate here, and once the ETFs go live, we'll see some more momentum. But it did sell off. It did indeed sell off. Fell harder than Amit when he fell for Kelly. Maybe just a little bit. just made 6K on that moon. Okay, so we got some traders in the chat. We got some traders who are playing. Let me know if you were playing the Bitcoin trade. Vadim, it seems he was playing that on a trade. Congrats on the 6K, dude. A lot of people just made a lot of money right now on Bitcoin, on the Bitcoin trade. Let's open up YouTube TV and let's see what CNBC is saying right now. Let's see CNBC. Let's get their coverage. What is CNBC saying? Let me pull them up. Let's see if they have breaking news on this and if they're talking about this. This is the only there's nothing else they should be talking about. Right now, ad break, I'll pull back from ad, but I would imagine this is the only thing they're talking about. Here's the Gary Gensler dude. Here's what he has to say. Today's approval enhances market transparency and provides investors with efficient access to a digital asset investment within a regulated framework. Okay, so Gary Gensler is on board. He is on board for Bitcoin. It's time. It's happening. It's happening. The ETF is indeed happening. Again, right now, Bitcoin 46,206. It got sold off, dude. It got sold the hell off. It got sold the hell off right now. This thing did not get to those levels people thought it would get to. But again, I think that's the healthier way for this to happen, not really the worst way for this to happen. Let's see on Webull right now, 46,143. The CNBC should be back in a second, and then I'm going to share them and see what coverage we've got from them. But yeah, it's a sell-off. It is absolutely a sell-off. Absolutely seeing a bit of a sell-off here. 46,243. I mean, it's maintaining the levels it was at kind of the whole day, so it's not that crazy. But that moon, there were plenty of people ready to sell at that higher level, and that's when it came down. That means there must have been a bunch of limit orders at 48K or whatever, and as soon as it got triggered, it got sold off immediately, and we saw that decline. And we saw that decline. 46,311 right now on Bitcoin. I'm trying to load up the CNBC thing, but it's being really stupid. It's just not showing me the actual thing. Okay, it's being weird. I'm going to find something else. Let me go on Twitter and see what other coverage we have right now to see this. Let's see what everyone else is saying on Twitter. Let's just scroll through Twitter and see what people are saying. This is big news. Yeah, the SEC, look at that. The SEC has made the official tweet. The SEC has put out the tweet. Let's just do Bitcoin and see what comes up. It is here, folks. Breaking news. The SEC has put it in. Spot Bitcoin ETFs are approved. They are all here. ARK is going to go live. BlackRock's going to go live. Beto, the ProShare Trades ETF, is going to go live. It is officially live. Some people think there's going to be a little bit of a sell-off here when it happens, but it is going live. Fidelity, Bitwise, Franklin, Valkyrie, Hashdex, ARK Invest, Grayscale, BlackRock, WisdomTree. All of these people are going to have this ETF go live. Patrick says source, the SEC. If you go to the SEC on Twitter, there is your source for Bitcoin ETF officially being approved. It's happening, folks. It is happening. Now the question simply is, is the price going to follow? Is the price going to follow? All right, here's CNBC. Here's their coverage on it.
Compliance measures to ensure continued investor protection. Statement here from Chair of the SEC, Gary Gensler. He says today's approval enhances market transparency and provides investors with efficient access to digital asset investments within a regulated framework. There are 13 applications out there. Again, it appears as though multiple ETFs have been approved. We'll get you word on the final count, but it appears here based on that statement that it's all systems go for those Bitcoin ETFs listing on U.S. exchanges. But this has been a long-awaited moment for Bitcoin investors, for that market that's seen as really this milestone and legitimizing moment for this volatile asset class. But big moment here, Morgan. Back over to you.
All right, Kate Rooney, thank you. Let's bring in Bob Pisani, who's also been covering this. Bob, we saw such a run-up in the price of Bitcoin in the last couple of months ahead of this, and it looks like it's under a little bit of pressure despite the headlines now.
Yeah, we have been debating for weeks about whether this is a pull forward event. So two key events moved Bitcoin forward in the last couple of years, both of them around ETFs. In October of 2021, they launched the first Bitcoin futures ETFs. BITO was the very first one. Bitcoin jumped dramatically in the couple months following that. Then in October of last year, BlackRock announced that they were getting in. They filed an application for a Bitcoin ETF, and immediately the price went from roughly $30,000 to over $40,000 in a matter of several weeks. So there are two events that pulled forward demand clearly recently from the BlackRock, and the debate has been whether or not this is a sell on the news event. I don't know, but I think it's significant. And while we don't have who's been approved here, the key line here is SEC grants approval for Bitcoin listings on all registered national securities exchanges. That's the key word, because there are three exchanges involved here. The first is the New York Stock Exchange, the NASDAQ, and the CBOE. There are different, there's about a dozen of these products. They're all listed on one of these three exchanges. The fact that they said we've approved in all exchanges, this implies they basically approved all the ones that are in front of them. So I think it's fair to say that most, if not all of them, have been approved. So I think that the big issue now are the fees. There's a lot of different these ETFs that are going to be out there. So there's different fee structures. I think investors are going to be watching very carefully to see what the fees are, and then what the spreads are. How does it trade? What does it trade at some kind of premium to Bitcoin or not? Does some people think it will? Some people think it won't. And then after that, you know, what happens from here? What goes next? How much money is going to be attracted by any of these? John?
What's the last time that the market got a new category represented in an ETF, and what's the legacy of that?
The last time we got a new category really was the Bitcoin futures ETF, and that was in October of 2021. Here's the real debate right now, John.
Guys, we're seeing some breaking news. We're seeing we got to stop the coverage there, because apparently two main accounts on Twitter are saying the ETFs have not been approved. Okay, two main accounts are saying that the ETF has not been approved. This is fucking crazy. Hold on. All right. This is why we're on the market close, baby. Okay, here we go. So far there's two accounts. Walter and Bloomberg, this is a very big account on Twitter, for like 500,000 followers. SEC says Bitcoin ETFs have not received approval on Tuesday. Okay. And then you got Gergevin, who says, who also a very big account. SEC says ETFs have not been approved, and its Twitter got hacked. Dude, what the heck? Its Twitter got hacked. Now, the SEC is the one that tweeted it. The SEC is the one that tweeted it 60 minutes ago. They're the one that tweeted it. So didn't you just source SEC? Yes, I just sourced SEC. I mean, you're looking at the same thing I'm looking at, unless this is some AI or some shit. This is the SEC grants approval for Bitcoin ETFs. Gergevin and Walter Bloomberg are two of the biggest finance media accounts on Twitter. So when they say something, usually people accept it as truth. If one of them said something, I would be iffy. If both of them are saying, no, the SEC got hacked, then I'm taking it a little bit more seriously than I would. I don't understand why the tweet's not deleted, right? Like someone meant to schedule a tweet but not send it. I don't understand why the tweet hasn't been scheduled. Maybe because, by the way, this was supposed to happen on Wednesday. Gary says the SEC account was compromised. Hold on, where's Gary? Does he have a Twitter? Gary Gensler? Yeah, he has a Twitter. Did he say it? Oh shit, he said it. Oh my God, he said it. Holy crap. How did they get hacked? Yo, this is fucking insane. Okay, so I've got to tweet this. I got to cover up the fake news that I contributed to. Oh my goodness. Holy crap-a-moly. Holy guacamole. Holy crapping guacamole. Let me tweet this right now. Do you guys see this, what I'm doing? Okay, here we go. So let me go to post, And yeah, let's cover up the news, dude. We gotta correct what's going on. This is insanity. Amit in the chat saying this is exactly what Bitcoin would do. This is exactly what Bitcoin would do. Breaking. The Gary Gensler, chair of the SEC, says that their Twitter account was compromised and Bitcoin ETFs are not approved. Okay, I think that's it. That's how you spell his name, right? Gary Gensler. Yeah, I think that's it. This is insanity. Gary Gensler, chair of the SEC, says that their Twitter account was compromised and that Bitcoin ETFs are not approved. Where's Bitcoin right now? Where's Bitcoin? Where's the thingy? Bitcoin at 45,000. Bitcoin touched 48K on immediately on approval of the news and is now at, where's Bitcoin at right now? Now at and now down 2%. Now down 2%. Amit, I'm going to use what you put in the chat. Of course, this is happening. It is so Bitcoin-ish. Okay, boom. There we go. Let's put it out. Let's correct the fake news that I'm contributing to. Let's correct it. There we go. This is insanity. The sell-off makes more sense now. Well, that's true. Michael Wilder, that's a good point because technically the sell-off makes more sense. All right, let's go to CNBC. Have they corrected themselves? Because I corrected myself as a contributing member of the media. I corrected myself, but did CNBC correct themselves? Let's see. No, they're talking about AI. Are you kidding me?
How to build it.
Hold on.
Set your generative AI
Is strong.
Oh my God, they cannot be talking about AI right now. Goodness gracious, this is not the time, guys. This is not the time to talk about fucking AI. Like, this is why you come to the market open, or market close, not CNBC, because we're covering the shit that matters. Fucking AI right now. I don't even think they corrected themselves. Let's go to their websites. Let's see what's going on in their websites. Let's go to CNBC. Do they have Bitcoin ETF? Well, no, they took it down. They took down the headline. Let's go to Wall Street Journal. They don't have it as a headline. Let's go to Bloomberg. They don't have it. Everyone took it down. Everyone took it down. So all the big media guys, maybe they didn't even have a chance to post it. Quite frankly, the reason it probably wasn't posted on the big media websites is because they know everything before it happens. They probably didn't know what was going to happen. If they knew it was going to happen, they would have posted it minutes of the announcement. But if the SEC got hacked, then there's no way that they would have known, right? Because the SEC got hacked. This is insanity. This is absolute. Bloomberg Live is covering it. Let me go to YouTube. I think I have Bloomberg Live television. Let's go to that. Are they covering it? Are they covering it right now? This is insane, dude. This is absolutely insane. Are they covering it? Yeah, they're covering it. Okay, they're covering it. So let's go to these guys. Let's see what they're saying. Here we go.
That a lot of these large traditional financial firms have that are now trying to enter the space here with these ETFs.
Unbelievable. I feel like whipsawed.
Same. It's not just me. It's everybody.
James, thank you so much for being with us. I'm sure we're going to be leaning on you a lot more throughout the coming weeks. Bloomberg Intelligence ETF research analyst. We already lean on him. James Seifert. Again, a confirmation. Gary Gensler of the SEC saying the SEC Twitter account was compromised. The SEC has not approved the listing and trading of spot Bitcoin exchange traded products. Bottom line.
All right, well, let's go to Washington, D.C. now for checking latest world and national news. We got Nancy Lyons in the Bloomberg 99 Win Newsroom. Hey, Nance.
Thanks, Tim. The Pentagon says
all right. So, I mean, the big guys are also saying that it's not a thing. It didn't happen. This is, and all, who's winning? Twitter. Twitter is winning with all this shit. Twitter right now is the center of the universe. Compromised how? Password 1234? That's my question. Dude, compromised how? How could the SEC's Twitter account get compromised? How could it get compromised? Let's see if the tweet is still up there. I hope the tweet's not still up there, because if it is, that would be insane. That would be insane. There's no way it's still. How is it still up there, dude? Have they not changed the password? It's been 22 minutes. This is crazy. This is crazy. That dude made 6K for no reason. Yeah, shout out to Vadim in the chat who made 6,000 when Bitcoin went up to 48,000 and had that, like, I don't know if you had a limit order for sell or whatever, but a lot of people in the chat, or not in the chat, but in general, made a lot of money off Bitcoin going up. And maybe some people made money shorting it on the way down, but this is all volatility. All of this is manipulation. None of this was real. That's it. Yeah, Vadim says SEC got hacked. No proof. Yeah, Vadim, we figured it out. But shout out to you making $6,000. Binance saying it's approved. I think it got approved. I just think they're going to announce it tomorrow. I don't think they meant to announce it today. There was no way on a Tuesday they were going to announce it. They were going to announce it tomorrow. Tomorrow was the day that every major media outlet said it was going to be announced. It wasn't going to happen today, which is why none of the big media guys had their articles ready to go to publish today, because they didn't expect it to get approved today. So that's why I caught everyone off guard. Who hacked the SEC? That's the question, dude. First of all, it kind of, either their password is simple or X has some security problems. Given it's the SEC, I would say their password is simple. I wouldn't blame X here. Honestly, maybe it's X's fault, but I would blame the SEC here because this is just ridiculous. Like, at this point, this is just, this is just insane. Just an intern who was trigger happy. Yeah, maybe it was an intern who was trigger happy and the SEC is saying they got compromised, but really it was some intern or some person who pressed tweet and they didn't mean to do it, right? Or they scheduled it on the wrong day. It could have been as simple as they had a scheduled tweet and they scheduled it for Tuesday versus Wednesday. And maybe they didn't get compromised, but they got compromised, if you know what I mean. Maybe it was a guy pressing post rather than draft. Could you imagine one person presses post and the entire fucking market cap of Bitcoin goes up by like $20 billion and then falls by $30 billion in 10 minutes because one button was pressed? It's insane. Absolutely insane, dude. SEC needs Palantir. Yeah, SEC needs Palantir. That's a good point. SEC needs Palantir. Let's see if CNBC is finally covering this. Yeah, we got some coverage. All right, here we go. So CNBC is back at it. Let's see what they're going to say.
Moving to the downside on that, what was potential news, but a compromised account there. And it appears the SEC's Twitter account has been hacked. That news again, moving prices here. But back over to you guys.
But Gary Gensler's Twitter account, I suppose, has not been hacked so far as we know. The part to me that's weirdest about this, we're in a time when we expected the news to come through this account, but then we're hearing about the hack through the same platform where they apparently were hacked. Is there any kind of a press conference or statement outside of X that we can expect to hear on this?
So I should clarify, John, the statement that we got from the SEC was from an emailed SEC spokesperson here. So we have an emailed statement from the SEC clarifying what's going on Twitter and X. Although, again, Gary Gensler's account retweeting that and putting out a similar statement that, yes, that account has been hacked. But taking things away from X and Twitter for a second, we do have an official statement from a verified SEC spokesperson here over email that says we have not made a decision yet.
Okay, and so I'm just going to reiterate it one more time. It would appear that X has been hacked, that the U.S. government, the SEC, has not been hacked, which in of itself would have been quite interesting since the SEC is also regulating all of these cybersecurity issues and hacks for public or private sector as well right now. But bottom line, this is not true. We don't have this. Focus on the SEC website, perhaps, rather than some of the social media platforms.
Exactly. No word yet. And that it has been compromised. But again, as John mentioned, this was an afternoon in which we expected to potentially get some news around this, if not tomorrow. So it does come on a day when markets were very much pricing this in and expecting this news. So, yeah, absolutely. The timing here is suspicious. But we'll wait for the official SEC email at least, and we're making some calls on this, but we'll keep you posted.
All right, Kate.
Dude, they're definitely going to blame Elon for this. They're going to say it's Elon's fault. I agree with Inbound. I don't think they were hacked. I think someone made a mistake, but they weren't hacked. I do not think they were hacked. And I know there's a lot of hacking in the Bitcoin world and all this shit, but dude, has the SEC's Twitter account ever gotten hacked? Has anyone ever heard of that? Please let me know if you've never heard of that. Like, has that ever happened? Because from my understanding, that's never happened. Okay, that's from it really for the first time ever it happened. That's insane, dude. That's insane. There's no way. No way. Now, I do think it's going to be approved tomorrow. I think it's going to happen tomorrow. I don't think they got hacked today. Inside job to disapprove ETF. No, because even Gary Gensler, even in his comment, he just said we got hacked. He didn't say that, like, the tone of it was just like, hey, this is not official news yet. The tone of it wasn't like it's not happening. The tone of it was just like, the news isn't there yet. How do we know that it was only the SEC's account, though? What else did they get? Financial info. Well, that's what the CNBC reporter was saying, is that it's not the SEC, it's their Twitter account that got hacked, which is good because, I mean, if it was the SEC itself, then we would have a way bigger issue. This Twitter account is okay. Still not the best, but Bitcoin right now, let's look at some prices on Bitcoin. Bitcoin, 46,200. So it's down. Look, Bitcoin actually is exactly where it was during the whole day. I mean, it was at 46.5 the whole day. So it's Bitcoin's pretty much unchanged. It just went through a roller coaster for the past 20 minutes, which is what Bitcoin does. And if you made money in it on the upside or the downside, then congrats. But it's not like Bitcoin's price is actually that different from where it was the entire day, which is insane. I mean, look, this was the daily on Bitcoin. This is the daily on Bitcoin. So look at this. We were basically at 46,600 the whole day. Okay. And then we spiked to 47,993. And then we're down. Now we're here at 46,218, which is like barely down from where it was the whole day. This is what we're seeing right now. Matt Farley says SEC to 0. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. This is crazy, dude. This is crazy. This is absolutely insane. Let me see what everyone on Twitter is going insane. Like, everyone's like, oh, what if the SEC used the blockchain? Maybe we would solve this problem. Oh my God. Hold on. Let's look at some influential tweets from some people in the Bitcoin world. Let's see what they're saying. We got some really interesting stuff that people are actually saying. Let's look at this. So let's look at this stuff. Wow. Anthony Scaramucci, big Bitcoin guy. I think Gensler is lying. I bet an employee screwed up and jumped on the gun and he's blaming it on X. I agree with Scaramucci. I 100% agree with Scaramucci. Dude, their fucking account didn't get hacked, man. Like they didn't. The post looks so official, by the way. Let's see if it's even up. Let's see if it's still up. The post is still fucking up. Are you kidding me? Like, the post looks like an official SEC post. I don't think anyone on Canva made this shit. Okay. I just think an intern screwed it up. That's all it is. That's really all it is. So I think Scaramucci is right on this. Let's see what other people are saying. So Bitcoin Magazine says SEC, Gary Gensler says SEC account was hacked. This is insane. Let me go to Gary Gensler's account. Let's see what he's saying. Gary Gensler. Yeah, look at this. They got 4.6 million views, dude. I have not seen a tweet get 4 million views in 19 minutes ever. I mean, outside of Elon's tweets, but like Elon's a different breed. Like this is big news. Look at this one. How are you supposed to protect investors when you can't even protect your Twitter account? That's a good point, man. That's a good fucking point, dude. That's a good point. The SEC is always, saying that we need to protect investors and blah, blah, blah. They can't even protect their own Twitter account. And they're talking about we need to make sure that investors are protected from liquidity and all this shit. Like, dude, I mean, this is definitely not good news for the SEC. Proof you were hacked or it's market manipulation. Yeah, dude, people are not going to buy this whole hack narrative. I hope the SEC is better at protecting investors than they are their Twitter credentials. How do we know this account's not compromised? Yeah, I mean, that's a good question. How do we know this account's not compromised? How do we know? Because the official account apparently is compromised. Why is this one not compromised? Shout out to Kelly, who's definitely listening to my stream right now and has a tweet. She said, the SEC is supposed to protect investors, but they can't even protect their own X account. Amazing tweet, Kelly. Phenomenal tweet. I feel like I've heard that before, but granted, I said this on the market close because I'm reading someone who tweeted it on the market close, and then Kelly's tweeting exactly what I'm saying on the market close because she's listening. This is how Twitter actually works, dude. No one has any original thoughts. Everyone just parrots what everyone else says, and you put a little bit of a spin on it, and then boom, there you go. You got your tweets. So that's for those that want to know how to grow on Twitter. That's how you grow on Twitter. That's how it happens. Danger says it's official. We live in an absolute simulation. That's crazy. How do we know Amit isn't compromised? That's true. How do you know that I'm not compromised? I could, dude. How does the SEC's Twitter account get hacked? That's not like. How does that happen? How did, like, you can't guess the password. This doesn't make any sense. Like, I just don't buy this narrative at all. It's very hard to buy this narrative. Like, even if this narrative was on sale on Black Friday, Cyber Monday, 75% off, I would not be buying this narrative. It just doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't make sense. Let's see if we can get some more coverage on this. Let's see what people are saying. It doesn't make sense. It does not make sense. Bloomberg is not talking about it. Bloomberg's talking about something else. Let's go to Yahoo Finance and see what they're saying as well. Bitcoin right now, 46,000. Yeah, we got CES right now as well. So that's also a big thing a lot of people are covering. Let's see what Yahoo Finance is saying, if they've got anything. Yeah, they're covering it as well. Okay, so let's go to these guys. Here we go.
Jennifer, thank you both so much for joining us here today and helping us make sense of what turned out to be a wild.
We especially think that financial advisors and investment professionals, we've seen them working. I think it's very positive. They're working.
And it usually doesn't cater this much excitement from the investing public. Now, this has obviously been an exception given that a Bitcoin ETF is something the industry has sought for the past decade. I guess through the second half of 2023, we saw anticipation building around this. And so now, we're at this point where it's a pretty nebulous internal agency process. And everybody has been trying to sort of get around this to understand when approval could happen because it is such a closed process. And all because of that, you take that on top of all of these people who are trying to come up with, when the approval could actually happen. And it kind of creates this recipe where a lot of people want to believe the latest thing that happened. When this first came out, obviously it's not very characteristic of the SEC to be issuing a statement. And traditionally, they're pretty closed, or they're pretty tight-lipped about voicing these processes. And it usually comes out through SEC filings is where we see this.
And Jennifer, I want to bring you in here as well. I mean, it was surprising, Jennifer, to see this news posted on a social media platform, to see it posted on X. But, often, you see a verified government account, you think you can trust it. What was your response to it?
Yeah, Josh, to your point, I was a bit skeptical at first, too. I kind of went and said, is this definitely the SEC's account? Yeah, it looks like it. But to your point, and to David's point, generally the SEC is not going to put the approval on Twitter, now X, first. It's going to come in the form of a filing on Edgar. And the SEC scrambling, coming out with a statement just moments ago, a spokesperson telling me that the SEC's Twitter account had been compromised and that, quote, the unauthorized tweet regarding Bitcoin's ETF was not made by the SEC or its staff. So this is also something for X to look into as well when it comes to hackers.
Well, definitely. And
I don't know if it's X's fault, but that's going to be the narrative. Be very careful the next couple of days. The narrative is going to be Elon fucked up, and they're gonna like, I don't know, dude. Maybe it's X's fault, but I really don't think it's X's fault. When have we heard of a high-level X account getting hacked in the past year? Like, seriously, let me know in the chat. What's a Twitter account that really got hacked? I can't think of one. So the fact that the SEC getting hacked, that's I don't know. I don't know if that actually happened.
That unauthorized tweet stayed up on the official SEC page for.
It's still up. Hold on. Let me check right now. What do you mean still? It's still up. Is it still up? Oh no. Okay. So they clarified it. So they're saying, let me share this. The SEC Gov X account was compromised and an unauthorized post was posted. The SEC has not approved the listing and trading of spot Bitcoin exchange traded products. Okay. So the SEC has officially cleared it up. But they're saying compromised. They're not saying hacked. Compromise could mean a variety of things. It doesn't have to mean hacked. So we'll see what ends up happening.
10 minutes at least. I just checked once again. It has now been taken down. It has been erased. The Gensler tweet obviously remains there, guys. So let's level set then and assume we're back to where we were, that perhaps we will hear news about
the spot Bitcoin ETFs tomorrow. Perhaps then they'll start trading at some point in the future. What are you hearing from the issuers at this point, David, in terms of, this might have scrambled things a little bit, certainly surprised people. But what are you hearing from the issuers in terms of what they're now expecting?
To be honest, we haven't had time to speak with
this all unfolding very quickly.
Since this has happened, from what we heard from applicants, the expectation was approval for some time on Wednesday, with trading beginning on Thursday. And we can't begin to understand how this might change the calculus, if at all. But one thing I guess we could take in light of all this is that we did get to see a brief moment of what happens to the Bitcoin price if approval is to come out. And so now that we kind of know that, things were a little bit volatile and shaky after that. But again, it's likely not going to be the same.
And Jennifer, I want to get your take on that as well. Listen, we're guessing here, but do you think an event like this, in your opinion, does it upend the timing or no? You think the SEC stays dead set? If they've made a decision, they've got a timeline in mind, and they're going to go with it?
Well, they've got a deadline when it comes to ARK, so they still have to legally meet that deadline. So hack or no, we're going to have a decision on this by tomorrow or maybe Thursday at the latest. Now, there are obviously more than one applicants. We've got Grayscale, we've got BlackRock, the list goes on. Is the SEC going to do this in one slew and one batch, or are we going to see sort of a trickle down? That remains to be seen. And then will there be an effective date for trading so that all of these can begin trading on the same day to create sort of a level playing field? These are all questions. And then from there, to Chair Gensler, what is it that has changed in his mind and in the agency's mind that they no longer believe that it's going to be subject to market manipulation? And frankly, does this give them more power, more ability to better regulate crypto if they become a regulated exchange-traded product?
Jen, I'm curious, this all happening, does this give the SEC any legal cover to delay? Because, right, it is as part of a legal decision that they have to let ARK and 21 shares know by tomorrow. Tomorrow is the deadline. I know we're not legal experts here, but is there any chance this could change the timeline?
I was going to say, I'm not a legal expert. Yeah. So in my view, and not having done any due diligence on this, I wouldn't think it would, but who knows?
Yeah. And I will say the official communication we did get today, by the way, from the Securities and Exchange Commission is something on investor.gov by the SEC's Director of Investor Education and Advocacy, which basically warns about some of the pitfalls of cryptocurrencies, or that investors need to exercise caution. So that's the official word that.
Dude, this is crazy. Shout out to ET FaceTime. As a legal expert, I will say maybe. Yeah, me too. Given my legal expertise, I will say maybe. Here's a tweet from the SEC from October 2023, where they said, "Careful what you read on the internet. The best source of information about the SEC is the SEC." Just a phenomenal tweet, quite frankly. Just a great tweet from the SEC, October 2023. All right, folks. This is just insane. This is absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible shit. Let's take a look at some of the prices. Bitcoin, now it's down way below where it was the whole day. So this situation has not been good for Bitcoin. 45,715. It was at 46 something the whole day. Now it's down at 45,670. So it lost about 1,000 points this morning. Oh shit, I have another show today. I forgot. Jazz saying, when's the next show today? 6 p.m. 6 p.m. We'll have another show. So you guys will see me soon in a bit. We'll be talking about options. But yeah, man, it's down. After hours, Marathon's down. MicroStrategy's down. Robinhood's down. Biddy Farms is down 5.48%. Holy crap. CleanSpark down about 3%. Coinbase down about 3%. Let's see the S&P. Did this affect the broader markets? S&P was actually well today. S&P 473. Okay, so S&P is barely affected. So traditional equities are okay, but cryptos are down. Yo, why is Kelly catching my My verbal mistakes, price CCs. I thought no one would, dude, I've made so many random mistakes today on the live streams of when I said words and I was like, oh, okay, I'm going to talk really quickly and move on from that and hopefully no one notices. Someone always fucking notices. The amount of things I've said that are so weird in terms of, because I talk fast, because that's just, if you're tuning into the stream, you know, I talk fast. I can't talk slow. I talk fast. That's just who I am. That's how we keep the energy going up. And so when you talk really fast, you end up saying some dumb shit sometimes with these words. Okay, so this is I guess this is the end of the stream. Bitcoin right now 45,000. It's going to be really exciting going into tomorrow's market open because the SEC has a deadline, I think, by tomorrow to approve this shit. And so they got to come out with some announcement. And maybe if they come out with some announcement, then we actually move. Like maybe the sell-off was because the people figured out that the SEC got hacked and they sold it off before the SEC announced that they got hacked, right? Because like the sell-off was so rampant. It was at 48,000 to 45. Like I know Bitcoin's volatile, but that was like a major liquidation within seconds, right? Like I made one tweet and I looked at the crypto thing and it was down. The crypto thing. See, these are the mistakes I made. I looked at Bitcoin's price, not the crypto thing. This is what happens when you talk fast. And then it was down. And so either it was an inside job at the SEC, someone at the SEC wanted to ride it up to 48K, so they tweeted it, they had their limit order set, and then boom, they sold right when they got to their price target, and then they took out. Like if you put in $1 million when it's at 46,000, you can make a lot of money when it goes to 48,000. So maybe, you know, they just needed that catalyst to push it up, and then it got sold off because people found out it was fake news. Like, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that's happening right now, but we will see what happens. All right, that's it for me. Please like and please subscribe. If you are in this chat and you are not subscribed, I hope this stream was quality content enough for you to consider subscribing. And I'll see you at 6 p.m. For those that want to learn about what covered calls are, including myself, because I don't fully understand the concept. We're going to be talking about it with TJ the Wheel Deal in about an hour and discussing what are covered calls, what are some strategies on covered calls, and how to get better at learning about covered calls. That's it. Please like, please subscribe. I will see you guys in an hour, and we'll keep going from there. Absolutely crazy day. I'm happy that you guys got to experience it with me on the Market Close. Bye, everybody. See you in a bit.